We finally got new sneak peeks into Ice and Fire 2. They finally revealed ice dragons and more items. A new bell, a new sword and shield, a new mystery item, and more. There's also lots of new changes for dragons, so stay tuned. But before we move on, if you want to see lots of gameplay footage for this mod, I recommend you go watch my previous video, because I cover a lot of gameplay for this mod. Things like dragon riding, the new ballista weapon, and more. It will provide a lot of context for this video, so go check it out if you haven't already. Anyway, let me quit yapping and show you guys the details. I forgot to mention something important in the last video. If you steal a dragon egg without slaying the dragon first, it will cause the dragon to appear when you approach a village or your spawn point. That is a major change from the first mod, and we actually saw this happening in the trailer. So now you will be forced to fight the dragon at your base. Now I can imagine that this is gonna be a big headache, especially if the dragon starts griefing your buildings. But that is where this new item comes in useful. The Warding Bell. This bell will protect your beloved structures from dragon griefing. As you can see, it produces this ring around the structure, so any structure inside the ring will be protected against dragon griefing. If you have a big base, I think you will need multiple bells to cover the whole area. Finally a bell that is actually useful. Y'all remember the bell that Minecraft added that was kind of useless? Yeah, I don't either. For some reason, Minecraft just loves adding useless things. A lot of people were saying that the dragons in the first mod were too easy to fight, so guess what? They're gonna buff up the dragons by giving them an additional 300 HP. That's significantly more than the first mod. Also, apparently a stage 3 dragon will do 3 hearts of damage to full netherite armor. So if that's not difficult enough for you guys, I recommend that you go play Dark Souls. Dragon growth is going to be very different in this mod. Dragons now have to be fed every day, and you have to fill their hunger bar in order for them to grow. Dragons can be fed either meat or the new food item called dragon fruit. More on it later. You can also literally feed it live animals, which will count as multiple food items. Also, dragon meals will no longer instantly age your dragons. Dragon meals will now only add an extra day of growth to the dragon at the end of each day, as long as its hunger bar is full. So basically, once you fill up a dragon's hunger bar, you can feed it a dragon meal, which will add an extra day of growth. Feeding a dragon meal every day can speed up its growth by 2 times. You can also use this new item called the dragon scroll to see your dragon stats and how much they need to eat in order to grow. All you do is right click with it on your dragon, and then you can right click it to access it. You can also place it on a lectern. Dragons will require more and more food each day in order to grow. It is said that late stage dragons will require over a stack of food a day in order to grow. That is crazy. That's literally how much Americans eat a day. Now let's get back to dragon fruits. Dragon fruits are the only thing you can feed to your dragons that isn't meat. You can farm this crop, but you cannot use bone meal to speed it up. If you want to speed it up, you will need a new item called dragon bone meal, which I assume is crafted from dragon bones. They added this really cute animation for the dragons called the mating dance, and as the name implies, they will perform this animation when they mate. Now, this is a new level of detail I haven't seen in any other mod. Wait a second, are they making out in this picture? Yeah, maybe we should actually dial down the details. Alright, here's the first image, and right off the bat, we have so much going on here. Let's get the elephant out of the room. Ice dragons. This is the first look we've gotten for ice dragons, and I'm loving it. Please sponsor me, McDonald's. The dark blue color on his skin really makes it pop out more. The dragon looks like it's even glowing in some parts, and I think it's because it's using its icy breath attack. It would be cool if they added a shaders integration for this, so that the glowing would be even more vibrant. The particle effects on the icy breath also look really solid. Overall, I think they were really inspired by the movie How to Drain Your Dragon. Did I just say drain your dragon? I meant to say how to train your dragon. But I want to know what you guys think about this design. Do you guys like it, or do you think it's too much? There's also a big change coming to ice dragons. They will now be semi-aquatic, meaning that you can find some dragons underwater.
I am under the water.
That's right, you can now find ice dragon nests underwater near shipwrecks. That's where they like to build their nests, and I don't know why. But this is an interesting change I did not expect them to add. Anyway though, since we're not getting sea serpents in the first release of this mod, I guess this is how they're making up for it. They really want you to get screwed over while you're traveling in the ocean. But just imagine yourself peacefully sailing your boat in the ocean, and a freaking dragon pops out the water and one-shots you. Well, that would be annoying. There are going to be 4 different variants for each dragon type. So for ice dragons, we have Tundra Brown, Silver White, Sapphire Blue, and Ice Cyan. And you should know that any of these variants can spawn underwater. And here are the different variants for fire dragons. We have Fire Red, Golden Yellow, Volcanic Gray, and Emerald Green. They also gave us a list of all the biomes that the dragons can spawn in. I'm not going to go through them because I'm lazy, but you're more than welcome to pause the video if you want. Moving on, we know that we are getting the Fire Hold structure, which will hold a stage 5 fire dragon. Now they finally revealed the ice hold, which will, you guessed it, hold a stage 5 ice dragon. Also, if you remember, I previously mentioned how you can now find a dragon forge inside one of these dragon holds. So killing a stage 5 ice dragon in this hold will grant you access to the ice forge. Next up, we have dragon armor. These are the only 2 images I could find for dragon armor, but we know that so far they plan on adding 2 armor materials. We won't be getting any of the armors from the first mod, so no iron, no diamond armors. The 2 armor materials are plate, which is an iron-like material, and dragon steel, which is the best armor you can get, and you will have to defeat a stage 5 dragon to get it. They also revealed this really cozy picture. There's a lot of new items in here. Besides the cute baby ice dragon sleeping, we can see the new silver lanterns, which look really nice. We also have these chains that look bigger than the normal ones, and I believe these are also made out of silver. Also, we have silver fences and trapdoors, chiseled ice bricks, and finally, we're also getting icicles with this mod. I mean, wow, not only is this a good RPG mod, but also a great decoration mod. Speaking of decorations, tapestries. We saw these in the trailer, and they're basically paintings that you can hang on the walls, and there's a lot of them. The best part is that some of these tapestries tease future mobs that they could potentially add. This one right here has the Kraken mob, which is basically a giant octopus. This one has a unicorn, and then this one has the Dread Queen and her dragon. If you don't know, she was actually planned on being added in the first mod as a boss, but they never got around to it, sadly. Unfortunately, these mobs are not confirmed yet, but do you guys think that they'll add them in the future? Dragon Horn. This is a new item that you can use to teleport your dragon to yourself. I'm guessing that this is the new replacement for dragon crystals. If you remember, dragon crystals were the way you would teleport your dragon to yourself in the first mod. But I'm actually really glad that they're adding the dragon horn instead, because I think it makes more sense to use a horn over a crystal to teleport your dragon. And if you want to craft this item, you're gonna need bronze and dragon bones. Next up, we have dragon scale armor. They haven't changed much about it besides the better design, but they have increased the armor points by 1 and the armor toughness by 1/2, so it is slightly better than before. Just like the original mod, it will protect against dragon breath attacks, and we are also getting different variants of this armor with a total of 12 different armor sets. Alright, let's move on to the weapons. We're getting the frozen dragon sword back. You can obtain this weapon by slaying an ice dragon and collecting its blood. You then fill up a cauldron with dragon blood and throw a dragon bone sword inside, and boom, you have yourself the frozen dragon sword. I'm guessing just like in the first mod, it will freeze enemies because, you know, it's called a frozen dragon sword, obviously. But I'm also wondering if they will remove the +8 damage against fire dragons, because if you watch my last video, you would know that they removed the additional damage on the flaming dragon sword, so it is very likely that they will remove it on this sword too. Ice dragon scale shield. This is a brand new item, and it's the alternative version of the fire dragon scale shield. I mentioned how the fire dragon scale shield can block the fire dragon's breath attack, and then you can release it back at the dragon to deal damage to it. However, that shield would only work against fire dragons, but now we have a shield that can work against ice dragons. It will most likely work the same way. You can block the ice dragon's attack and then release it back at it. But I'm guessing with this shield, you can also freeze the ice dragon. Next up, they revealed the bronze shield. Unfortunately, they didn't say what it does, but I assume just like the other shields, it will give you additional movement speed when blocking. And they revealed the bronze horse armor. Yay, horse armor. Next up, they revealed the bronze pickaxe, and it's actually really useful because it lets you mine at a normal speed underwater. And this is actually really useful because bronze can be found under the ocean, so this pickaxe can make your search for bronze easier. And they finally showed the silver pickaxe, which will give you extra 50% mining speed while the moon is out. Is this like the werewolf pickaxe or something? Oh, okay, that's not even funny, but plus 50 mining speed is actually insane. That's like almost the same as a netherite pickaxe with efficiency 3 on it. Also, when it says while the moon is out, I assume they mean the full moon. And finally, if you look at the handle, you'll see that there's a tie on it. Now, this tie, you can dye it any color you want, because that's the new feature with silver tools. I think it's a little extra, but more details, I guess. And finally, if you look at the bottom right corner of this image, you'll see that there's a new mystery item. So I went ahead and asked on the Discord server, server. One guy replies saying that this is tech dragon scale, and my dumbass believed them for a second. But guys, I'm pretty confident that they're not going to be adding any tech dragons. However, after a few moments, one of the moderators wrote this: I wonder what possibly in the entire mod that we haven't seen yet could use some sort of weird component in its crafting or feature. And then it hit me. This definitely has something to do with the Dragon Forge, because they haven't revealed it yet. And this is what a lot of people on the Discord server thought as well. My guess is that it's some sort of scrap that you need to craft dragon steel weapons. I'm not sure though how you would obtain this item. Do you guys agree with me, or do you think it might be something else? So the developers said that there's no release date, but I'm still gonna make a speculation about the release date. But here's the thing, I'm a full-time dumbass, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Okay, so they confirmed that for the initial release of this mod, the only mobs that they'll add are the dragons and the wizard. So we won't be getting any of the other creatures, at least in the first update, but they will come later. So far, they've revealed fire and ice dragons. The only dragon left is the lightning dragon, which they haven't shown yet. I think that the fire dragons are almost complete. They just need to add a few more attacks to them, like the new tail slam attack. And yeah, that is a new attack where the dragon will slam its tail at you. Although I'm not sure how much they've completed ice dragons, and some of the weapons are still work in progress. So if I had to guess, I would say that it will release this summer. That would be the ideal time for it, because a lot of people would have free time. So yeah guys, I don't think they're gonna release it anytime soon. I would say that they're like 60% done with this mod. That's just a guess, so there's still a lot of work to be done. But please don't go on the Discord server and ask for the release date. They will frickin' kick you out. I'm not kidding. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and consider subscribing. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time.